Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Savage. We're here live. You're hearing Carpio Beats, his soundtrack in the back. If you need any beats, hit him up. He is awesome. We are here to bring you the weekly update, WWE. We have on deck a lot to talk about. Crown Jewel, SmackDown, Monday Night Raw, and of course, NXT. We're going to start off with SmackDown because, of course, that's what started off the week. SmackDown was what it was. We have the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and LA Knight getting into a war of words. And it was a good look for LA Knight. Got a huge pop. Great way to set it up. And let's bring in our residents here. Jay.
Woo! What's going on, Savage?
I'm chilling.
Please, did we play the video? Did we do it? Did we do the swerve? Did we do the swerve video? I'm excited. I'm pumped. I think we got to get everybody pumped to start the show. I'm ready.
We'll hit that later, man. I'm pumped about that too. I don't even have it on deck right now. I didn't even have it on the agenda.
Oh my God. What's going on with you, man?
It's everywhere. I've already posted it everywhere. All right. If you really want to see it that bad, I'll get it in here. Yeah, and it is awesome, man. But why don't we just do what we were doing, which was talking
We do
about
have a lot. We do have a lot to talk about.
We had the undisputed WWE champion going at it with LA Knight. Nice war of words. What was your take on this situation?
Yeah, Savage, this was good. Definitely good. But I thought Roman outshined LA Knight, man. I think it showed in the confidence, and I thought he outshined LA Knight a bit. I don't know how you felt.
I think LA Knight was able to stand toe to toe with him, but I get what you're saying. Roman comes out with that prestige, and it does look good. I mean,
3.5 years of confidence is like.
Yeah, you can see it there. Obviously, the refs coming out. It's nice to see everybody getting involved, and they were trying to hype up this match as much as they could. I have a lot to say on Crown Jewel, which we're going to get into right after.
Can't wait for that one.
This was the kickoff show to lead into Crown Jewel, of course. We had Kevin Owens defeating Austin Theory, and a good matchup, but this could also be a pay-per-view match. I just don't like what we're doing with A-Town Down. I know that you want to build up Kevin Owens as a monster. He's going to beat anybody. But, I think it should have been a more tough, contested match to make Theory just look that damn good. Like, Kevin Owens should have really had to work for it. It looked like he was just, out there just whooping ass like he's Stone Cold. And I don't know. How did you feel about
And I'm just going to add more to that, Savage. It was weird to me. The whole thing was weird to me, especially KO Savage. He just got off a tag team with Sami Zayn. He gets traded to go to SmackDown to have this singles run. He even had an interview weeks back before to set up this kind of singles run. And his first singles run is fighting a tag team. Didn't he just get off a tag team? Now he's fighting a tag team. And I'm sure, Savage, this is going to lead to next week with Grayson Waller, which you see him right there in your slide. But makes no sense to me, Savage. I thought everything was just weird. And you know how I feel about the booking of Theory and Waller.
Weird's not a bad word to describe it. It just doesn't make sense to me because you had Theory as this monster, and now you're just teaming up with Grayson Waller, who's constantly just getting into trouble. And I don't even think they need each other. I guess they're just thinking that because they're so much alike, let's just stick them together right now and see what happens. Kind of like one of those situations where you throw shit at a wall until something sticks. I don't know if this is going to stick. It's not sticking for me. It's not resonating with me.
But how many falls do they need to take? I mean, Theory just lost, took the pinfall. I mean, you can't expect these guys, especially the one that had the Money in the Bank briefcase to just take loss after loss after loss after loss.
Loss after loss.
Can't do it. It just doesn't work. And this whole thing just didn't work.
Don't get me wrong. They've gotten a couple of wins over the last couple of months and stuff, but, not against Kevin Owens, not a caliber of that level to make them feared. No one fears them. We had Charlotte Flair and Shotzi defeating Piper Niven and Chelsea Green in a non-title match. So this is curious. Do you see this tag team moving forward? I mean, because it looks like the WWE Women's Championship, Charlotte had her shot. She obviously lost. Is this real right now? Or are we really seeing Charlotte Flair transition into the tag team role?
First of all, Savage, I'm just surprised at everything. I'm surprised Flair is holding Shanti's arm and they're together side by side. Let's face it. Shanti and Scarlett did one hell of a job at Halloween Havoc. I got to admit, the costumes, the hosting, it was on point. And we could see it right here that Shanti's actually getting TV time. And you know where I come from, Savage, especially you. When you beat the tag team champs in a non-title match, you're supposed to get a tag team title match down the road. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Shanti and Flair. And if they win it, I wouldn't mind it either, Savage. They get her on mute, buddy. But overall, with Flair,
I'm sorry.
We can't really put Flair in anything at this point. You know what I mean? I think it's good to be like this, but I wouldn't mind the outcome, Savage. If they win, I wouldn't mind.
I think it's interesting to see that they're even considering the realm of possibility that Charlotte Flair would be in the tag team division. And then maybe a story can come from there. Maybe this can help build Shotzi up and send her to that main event level, working with someone like Charlotte Flair. If I'm Shotzi right now, I'm trying to learn as much as I can from Charlotte Flair.
The backstage rumor is that they got a lot of praise from NXT Halloween Havoc, both women. So I think it's really great that she's getting TV time because she does have ability. She's been a champion where she goes in the Indies. Let's face it.
Oh, you're not wrong about that. Shotzi's great. She did awesome on NXT, and I think she did awesome even before NXT when she was doing her whole run and matches. And this is a good way for her to catapult herself.
Hold on, Savage. Hold on. Is this to Chris that was giving me crap about Bailey on a podcast? Was that you? Because this is Jay. This is me.
Shotzi beat Bailey twice. Yeah, Shotzi did beat Bailey twice, though. He's not lying. He's not saying anything that's fake. But we got to keep it moving because we got so much to talk about. And we got Samoa Joe over here. Solo Sikoa. He's in the house right now. And we're going to get to him at Crown Jewel because I thought his performance was it's going to be a memorable one, to say the least, at Crown Jewel. He finally talked to John Cena. John Cena unleashed a 90-second kind of assault on him. He had a raspy voice. It sounded like he lost his voice. What did you think about this promo? Was it really necessary?
I think if we were to give the Academy Award, we'd give it to John Cena because of that raspy voice. I didn't know he had the skills like that, but it came off believable. And guess what? He did cook him, Savage, and I was just feeling bad. I felt bad when Theory got cooked. It was pretty brutal. I got to be honest.
It kind of matches the results of the match, to be honest. It pissed him off, and look what happens. We have Pretty Deadly defeating the Brawling Brutes in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. I actually like these matches. They're kind of fun. They're not too corny. They're straight up with hard-hitting items, the bar, the glass, the chairs. You know what I mean? None of this silly shit. Good match, nonetheless. Made Pretty Deadly look very good. How can you not be good? We'll get back to that little picture in a second. Of course, Bianca there. But Pretty Deadly looked good here, man. They got the win against two very good wrestlers, Jay. I thought it was a good match.
But why have the Brutes lose this type of match? It was their own specialty match that they wanted, and they took the pitfall. I don't understand that, and I don't know why they're getting buried little by little.
I think they're getting transitioned over to NXT, but that's just me.
But if you come up with your own match, would you expect to lose your own match? No.
No, of course not. This is a good way to put over NXT talent right away on TV. I mean, at the end of the day, what's the point of bringing these guys up if we're not going to put them over? It's not like the Rolling Brutes haven't had their big match moments.
We can't give a pass to both. You can't just give a pass saying that to the Brutes because they've been on the roster for quite some time.
No,
So
absolutely.
they're not.
Pretty Deadly hasn't. To me, I'm happy to see.
I just think they gave the win because this guy got injured. He came back and they needed a win. To me, if you want the win, fine. But losing in this type of match that you created, I don't understand.
Look at this little picture here. Stick around. You're going to find out if Logan Paul ended up defeating Rey Mysterio at Crown Jewel. Rey Mysterio hit Logan Paul with a microphone during the United States title weigh-in. Basically hyping up their match. We'll get to their match. Bianca Belair defeated Bayley. This was an okay match. Bianca looking good. Bianca looking real good, actually, Matt. Smashing her way into Crown Jewel with a big win on SmackDown. And then, of course, we get the Crown Jewel. And, Jay, I got something special. And during this, I'll try to get that Swerve video up here, which I think I can do pretty easily. It's not hard. I got a video. I want to give a big shout-out to DNA for putting together this piece of artwork here that perfectly defines and describes what happened at Crown Jewel. Make sure you go follow DNA on Instagram. He's already got like 200,000 plus followers. He's a legend, one of the most legendary battle rappers in the history of the game, to the point where wrestlers wait for him. I've seen famous wrestlers wait around for him. He's not waiting for them. Check this out.
Had to give you my recap of Crown Jewel. About to get off, somebody took a big loss. Sami Zayn started it off and won the kickoff. Why these dudes testing me, shouldn't even mention me. Seth Rollins showed he's a different pedigree. Priest had money in the bank trying to be great, but Sami Zayn saved the day and took that briefcase. I don't listen, I always do it my way. Rhea Ripley's the champ, the fatal 5-way. You can't stop her, no, her style's tough. Got the pin, then saw them bodies pile up. Solo B Cena, it was dumb tough. After the Samoan spike, got a thumbs up. Cheating in matches, well, that's a bad hustle. That's why I'm mad. Logan Paul got them brass knuckles. Women's belt, Bianca, she tried to get it, but EO had to show us all that sky's the limit. Dominic and Finn Balor was in war mode. They tried to stop Cody at the crossroads, but Jay showed up to make the fight fair. So the win went to the American Nightmare. They all trying to sell their fight, and the Roman Reigns just survived the LA Night. Another pay-per-view.
Damn, bro.
How much for the arcade? How much?
I don't know. But that was fire, right?
How much? That's what? It's like 60 seconds right there.
I told him, I'm like, I think you should be doing that like after every show. He doesn't have the time. That was 1 minute on the dot. Like,
that's quick. That's quick.
That's
I can't. I wish I could do that.
He should be working for WWE.
That's very talented. That's talented.
We should be hiring him into the WWE. He could do a lot of work for them. Sami Zayn defeated JD McDonough. Zayn was all smiles as the crowd cheered and chanted for him throughout the match, culminating with a devastating Helluva kick into a big-time Blue Thunder bomb. So Sami looking good. This kicked off the show, which I wasn't surprised. And to me, this might have stolen the show. It was a really good match, hard-hitting match. But the title remains with Seth freaking Rollins, but not before an absolute war with Drew McIntyre. And these gentlemen did go to war. So, Jay, I'll go to you. What were your thoughts on that match?
Yeah, Savage. I think you and I were calling it that we were looking forward to this match. It delivered. I was surprised that it was the opener, but I can understand when they got all that ring time and everything played off Savage. It was like babyface, but they were booing for Rollins. So it was really good. The crowd was really into it, and so was I.
Dude, this match was fire. The fan in me really enjoyed this match. Yeah, perfect. The setup was perfect. It showed you how good Seth freaking Rollins is, how good Drew McIntyre is. But the whole point of the match is to show you how really good Seth freaking Rollins is, how wide his range is. And, you know, a lot of people want to talk crap about him, saying they don't know what his character is and they don't know how to define him. He's proven to everybody right now he's a pure babyface, and he is over. He has accepted it, and now he is a babyface. He is a good guy. He does things with class, which we'll talk about on Monday Night Raw, because he did it again on Monday Night Raw, which we'll get into. But now let's get into this fatal 5-way?
Yeah, fatal 5-way.
And we all knew Rhea Ripley wasn't losing this match, man. She defeated Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Raquel Rodriguez, and Zoe Stark in that fatal 5-way match. I'm not even going to talk about it except this. I'll say this. They did a little entrance with her that I thought was a little overkill. Like, they took They took their time. Maybe that's some kind of sacred ritual or something. But I will say this, and I want to be honest when I say this right now. When she finally did come out, I've never seen a better-looking WWE Women's Champion in my life. In my eyes, she is the greatest Women's Champion of all time at this point.
Because she's the first one. That's why.
Not even. No, why Charlotte Flair? There's a million champions. She's the greatest of all time, look-wise.
Women's world heavyweight.
Look-wise. Her look, her presence, her attitude, her mic skills, her in-ring ability, and just sheer, demands attention in every room she walks in, and absolutely looks believable, like she can go in the back and beat up the guys in the locker room. It's the best of both worlds, and that's why I'm going to fight for her to be next year. She should be in the top 500 PWI, and she should be in the top 3 overall in the world.
We'll see.
I think she's mastered her gimmick, is what I'm going to say. I'm going to use it like that. I feel like she's mastered her character, her gimmick, and she's killing it right now. I'm buying it. I'm buying everything Rhea Ripley. And I can't wait till Saturday when I meet Rhea Ripley. We have John Cena, Solo Sikoa, going to war. Crown Jewel. What's going to happen, Jay? Do you know what's going to happen? I know what's going to happen. John Cena's actually going to put on a surprisingly good match. And look, he's obviously still in tremendous, tremendous shape. And this was a great match, great performance by Big Match John. But he wasn't able to get the win. Solo Sikoa absolutely desecrated his soul. It looked like he literally made John Cena's soul leave his body. It's like one of those matches where, damn, if that's his last match, that Solo, that's a big thing to have on your shoulder, big chip to have on your shoulder, be the guy that sent John Cena packing. What did you think about that match, Jay? I'm going
to disagree with you. I don't think it was a great match, but I would say it was a good match, better than the Theory match at WrestleMania. It was just too repetitive for me. I get what we're trying to do and what we're selling at certain parts, but when you do that for me, I just kind of get lost into it. The only good surprising was I had Cena just like you did, and he lost, but after just seeing how the match was playing out, and I counted 11 times with the spike. I think it was the right call, Savage made.
What's going on, everybody? This is AW Star.
But I was wrong. I was wrong on that call. It made sense when I watched the match, and this is the biggest win on Solo. You talk about a push. This is it.
Absolutely huge, massive push, man. I mean, if this doesn't do it, I don't know what will. He looked like a beast, and the reason why I love the match so much is because it was much more than I ever expected it to be. I didn't think they were going to go along that route, so the overall presentation, the beginning, the middle, and the end, reeled me in, and the ending especially, although repetitive, classic, just dominant performance on a legendary character in John Cena, and that's going to add a lot to this kid's stock. Solo Sikoa is in the WWE. Now let's get into this. Real quick before I give my take, Jay, what was your take of Ibrahim Al-Hajjaj, whatever, and The Miz, who beat down Grayson Waller after Waller invaded Miz TV?
All I knew is he was an actor when they announced it, but I really don't know who this guy was. Did he play the part? Right? Yeah, but I really don't know Savage what movies or.
Well, he's from the Middle East. He's famous. He's
Bollywood movies. I don't really know.
No, not Bollywood. He's famous in Saudi Arabia. He's a Saudi.
Bollywood. The
I think that
Indian movies.
Bollywood. You're being dumb right now because Bollywood is from India, and Saudi Arabia completely.
So you know him. So what is he about?
I don't know him. I just know that Saudi Arabia and India are two different countries.
Maybe they want to get together and have some coffee and come up with an actor making an Indian movie.
What I do want to say, though, Jay, to me, this was an embarrassment, and it shows you WWE is for sale.
Ooh. You know what this shows? You want to talk about The Miz going face. This was it. This was
Oh,
it.
no, absolutely, absolutely.
1000%.
The fact that this segment went this far, like it shows you that, you know, if you're willing to pay $50 million for WWE to come to your town, they'll let you do the people's elbow on somebody in the middle of the ring, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Crown Jewel, Logan Paul, Rey Mysterio Jr. going at it, and Logan Paul defeats Rey Mysterio to win the United States Championship, and, you know, he had to use the brass knuckles. It kind of looked like Santos maybe set that up himself, because, like, the whole point of you jumping over the barricade was to remove the brass knuckles from the situation, and you lost your focus chasing this guy who's not even a threat. He's over there creeping like a hobbit, and you're worried about him. No, remove the brass knuckles from the ring. So maybe Santos had something in mind there. I see some dissension here, coming along the LWO.
Yes, and I couldn't agree with you, Saj. You want to talk about bad actors in WWE? Santos Escobar just proved it at Crown Jewel he is. Why? Because he takes too long to put the brass studs down, and we all know what you're trying to do. Overall, Savage, I was very disappointed in this match. This match did not do it to me. This is my least favorite Logan Paul match. The spots were just off, Savage. I don't know if they just weren't connecting, or Ray's speed was just too quick for Paul to just kind of recover in certain spots. But it wasn't clean for me. It didn't do it for me. We had Paul as your new champ, and I think the only good thing was about the Santos.
Yeah, I see something for him in there. But Logan Paul looked great as a champion. And how about the fact that he saved Rey Mysterio's life, caught him during a move where Rey almost landed on his head, break his neck. What's going on, Josh? How you doing, man? Appreciate you chilling right now. Glad you guys are here watching the show with us. Let me know at the end of the show what you think of the update. And, of course, if you have anything you want to say, ask. Hell, maybe you want to call into the show live. Maybe you want to come on the show and have a question live. We can do that tonight. I'm feeling first.
There'd be a lot of hate on my side because of my team.
Crown Jewel, all right? We got Bianca Belair, Io Sky going one-on-one in WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky defeated Bianca Belair after the bout. Sky and Sane, who made her big return, put the boots to Belair, and Sane landed her breathtaking, insane elbow, all while a confused Bayley just watched from ringside. What do you see, Jay, here in this storyline? Do we see Damage Control getting hostile takeover or something? Is Bayley getting
I understand why this match took place, because they took out Bianca Belair for 2 months. We all get the story built here. But this match did not do it for the crowd. This match did not do it for me. It just felt like a regular SmackDown match I could watch Savage free on my cable TV. And I feel truly, as a Cri Sane fan, I feel they blew it up on her return coming out to Saudi Arabia. No offense to Saudi Arabia or Crown Jewel, but I just think it should have took place at Raw or SmackDown. I think it was the wrong call, Savage, because I don't know, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, no, listen, it didn't work for me either. It didn't work for the fans, but dude, you got to remember that match is taking place after the Seth Drew match. That match might have sucked all the air out of the building. It was so damn good. But of course, people were saving their shit for this. Cody Rhodes, everybody wants to sing along to Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest going one-on-one. And of course, we knew what was going to happen. We knew Cody Rhodes was going to have his buddy Jay come down and save the day. We knew Judgment Day was going to come down and try to disrupt everything and get the win. But it didn't happen, man. Cody Rhodes ended up delivering 3 crossroads to Damian Priest for the very decisive victory, pinfall victory. Now, Jay, if you want, I'll let you do both in one shot. But Roman Reigns, LA Knight, main event, undisputed champion. We all knew it. Now LA Knight could get a huge pop, but Roman Reigns did what Roman Reigns did, and he got the win, of course, with the help of the Bloodline. But LA Knight still looked okay. Jay, what was your take on the Cody match and the main event?
I thought the Cody match was really good because what you just said. You said 3 crossovers to put down Priest. And I think that's what you need to do to toughen him up and make people take him seriously. So I thought it was the right call on that. And it was a fun, entertaining match. I personally enjoyed it. So kudos to that. As for the Roman Reigns LA Knight match, You said it right there. Interference by the bloodline. It's too much, Savage. It seems that every Roman Reigns premium live event or pay-per-view, it's always interference by the bloodline. And I think it's getting a little played out, but the match was good. I thought Knight delivered big time, especially when he did that leapfrog top rope vertical suplex. That was awesome. He did not fumble, so I will give credit to that. And due to this repetitive interference, it kind of protects Knight too, man. So, like I said, win or lose, he's not really losing.
Well, the Bloodline's obviously going to be repetitive as well, but that's their whole MO, man. I mean, that's what.
How much can we see of this? Every main event we're just going to see interference.
To me, if you don't start bringing in new family members and expanding this Bloodline to add all kinds of layers, yes, it's already stale. To me, it's been stale. To me, it's been stale for like a year and a half. I've been saying it. People think I'm crazy. I know you've heard me say it at least. I don't say it all the time, but I've said it. I'm like, dude, I don't care. This Roman stuff, it's the same shit. Now at this point, it's only good because Roman, has elevated himself, and you look at him as that guy right now, and that's the problem, But LA Knight, where do we go from here, Jay? Is he gonna have a comeback?
I personally feel like he should go for the U.S. title. I think it would be a good match
for the U.S. title.
And Paul. Yeah, I think Paul.
And Mania.
So late. I think it has to happen a lot sooner. No. Maybe Rumble.
Maybe. I can see the fight happening, but maybe it's more of a WrestleMania thing, and it'll probably do more for.
How about this? Knight wins the Rumble. Cody loses because someone throws him out. Randy Orton.
Hey, that sounds good too, man. But I think we're going to see that match. I just don't know if we're going to see LA Knight versus Roman Reigns ever again.
I agree, James. It is all about beating Hogan's record, and I truly feel that he does. But Savage may feel differently.
Well, we'll get more into Roman. Dude, of course they're trying to beat Hogan's record. They're going to beat Hogan's
trying to wipe him off the books. Why,
here's the thing.
Why?
Hulk Hogan has 458 title defenses in his reign. Roman Reigns has like 50-something. It's not even close. Roman could be champion at this rate, Jade. Roman could be champion for another 10 years and still not have as many title defenses.
When you're having 450 matches with Brooke and Brawler, that doesn't count for your title.
No, you shut your ass up. Hulk Hogan took on the biggest and the baddest that the WWE ever had to offer, and I witnessed it. You did it. So don't sit there and tell a Hulkamaniac who was there live to witness the greatness.
I don't see Hulkamaniacs here.
I'm a Hulkamaniac. Always have been, always will be. All right, deal with it.
All right. Let's go to Raw.
Let's go to Raw. Seth Rollins looking good, feeling good, and he's being a good guy. He is a babyface. He is over. Sami Zayn's over too, but I just don't see him being. I do not see the fans picking Sami over Seth Rollins like any day of the week. Seth freaking Rollins granted Sami Zayn a world heavyweight title opportunity, which was very nice of him. He basically told him when. Just tell me when. And Sami resisted, but then at the end he said, fine, tonight. And then Rollins thanked Sami for all his help at Crown Jewel. It was good stuff, man. It was good stuff. USA Network getting crazy good ratings. Jay, real quick, what did you think about that right there?
Yeah, I felt it was too long. How about you? I don't know, but I felt it was way too long. Two baby faces talking. We get it. It's going to be to a huge match tonight. But I just felt it was way too long. And I agree with you, Savage, on Sami Zayn. He may be over, but in reality, if you take away Judgment Day and Bloodline, where would he be? He'd be in the mids. I don't see him as champion. I still don't see him as champion in the future.
I just don't see him becoming a champion anytime soon with all the people that are ahead of him. I just don't see it. I just don't. I
really don't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if Hogan defended most of them in house matches. He still had to travel to that house to put on a show for 20,000 people. What's Roman doing? Where's he? Is he going out around 300 times a year putting on shows for 20,000 people at a time? Don't sit there and talk about things you don't understand, brother. Am I wrong? Is that not a point? It's still a joke.
Hey, man, defending your holster. I'm not a holster, but you're a holster, so I can't really comment. But yeah, man, go for it.
We got the New Day. The Judgment Day defeated the New Day. Of course, the New Day actually looked pretty good in this match. I will admit that. I will admit that the New Day looked better than they have in a long time. They looked like a dominant team for a couple of minutes until Judgment Day pulled them into reality.
I'm going to say it was one of the better performances. Let's not forget when Xavier popped out with that clothesline, looked like a buckshot. He kind of just slipped on that. So they did improve for me a bit, but I was surprised, Savage, that Judgment Day got a clean win. That's what really shocked me throughout the match. Overall, it was good.
Yeah, it was a good match to kick off, pretty much to kick off Raw.
When do we see Judgment Day get a clean win? We never do. Never.
Nah, like I said, despite putting up a great fight, the New Day fell to the Judgment Day after they used underhanded tactics, followed by a South of Heaven, coup de grace combo, and Xavier Woods to pick up the win. They are a good-looking tag team, and they're rightfully so, tag team champions of the world. But the New Day here trying to make a statement. We'll see if that's going to continue, if they're going to get a shot at those title belts right there. By the way, Jay, real quick question. Do you want to see them split those titles or just unify them already?
I want them to come out with a design that just everything consolidate into one. That's me.
So just undisputed, unified titles.
I don't want it to be called no undisputed when you consolidate into it. Just call it the tag team belt. That's it. Tag team champion.
Yeah, I don't know why they need 4 titles.
Don't add other adjectives to it. Okay, like yeah, let's stop. Bring it back.
I don't like that at all.
Sometimes you gotta go back retro, Savage. It's just what it is. You gotta call it what it originally was. WWE Tag Team Championships, right? WWF Tag Team Championships.
This was a good match. This was a good match. I actually enjoyed this.
Oh my God, I'm about to throw up.
Do you know why I enjoyed this match?
Jesus Christ.
Because Tozawa's a hard worker.
The guy that replaced R-Truth, he's telling me
he deserves TV time, but unfortunately, the TV time he's getting isn't really doing him any justice, except maybe just getting more money for it. Shinsuke Nakamura, of course, defeats Tozawa. And by the way, now they're referring to Shinsuke Nakamura as Sinister. Sinister Shinsuke. Sinister Shinsuke Nakamura. I kind of like that. I feel like
I can't believe you're saying this. People are leaving this group chat as we speak. They're signing off, Savage, of what you said, that this was a good match. First of all, you try to convince me, when he was fighting against Rollins, that he was going to get this push and he was going to go somewhere. And you know where he went? He went straight to the toilet with Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa, who hasn't had any matches on Monday Night Raw. And he has a match with him. And you have the nerve to say that it was a good match. And then on top of that,
I enjoyed it because I'm a Shinsuke fan, so I'm being a little.
And we see a tease.
I'm being biased.
This slide just gives us a tease what we're seeing next week. And you think that Nakamura is going to be the world heavyweight champion sometime soon? Yeah, the fans sang his song.
I don't think that anymore. I used to think that. I wanted to be
where it has been before he had the program with Rollins, and it's staying, and we see it. I think it's just.
Well, obviously, he's not fighting Seth Rollins. Instead, he's going to have a program with Otis.
Okay, Savage, but why would you bring him down the card then? Oh, if you're not fighting Seth Rollins, fight Drew. Find some other top guy. You're telling me there's no top guys? You can't fight
Listen, Drew's pissed off right now. Drew's pissed off right now, which we'll get into that in a little bit. We got to get into this fatal 4-way match, and the winner would get a shot at the IC title. They would get a shot at Gunther. Could they knock Imperium off their pedestal? This was a good match. This was actually a really great match. Listen, it was. It was a fast, hard-hitting, big shots. These guys were flying off the top rope. And then the best part about this match was the results. The Miz emerged victorious. And I'm going to go as far to say this. Here's a swerve. No pun intended. What if Miz beats Gunther? Gunther wins the Rumble, and he's taking on Roman at Mania. I don't know if he's going to beat Roman, but he's taking him on at Mania. That's the match to go with for 40.
You want to give the belt to this pest on the side, right here?
The IC belt? Yeah, I'd give her back to him.
No.
I would.
Are you done? 'Cause I'm ready to go off on this shit, but I'll let you
Go. No, you're good.
Okay, I actually did some research, Savage. First of all, if you want me to take Miz as a player and everybody here that's watching this and they're in the chat, you are out of your effing mind. And I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to give you some facts. The Miz win and loss record, Savage and everybody, he's 510 over 1038. That means he's at 31% winning his matches whenever he's on Monday Night Raw. It's pathetic. That's why I don't agree with what your theory was, and I will never take him as a champion anytime soon. I told you this, Savage, for months, and it just shows right here. This match was really ugly. Let's not forget Ricochet when he jumped for that Hurricane Rana, almost broke his freaking neck. I don't know what he was thinking there, or he was just too low. But I think out of all the guys you want to talk about, let's talk about Ivar. Let's talk about how impressive Ivar looked than everybody else. Let's talk about how Ivar had some heat at the end, but nobody wants to talk about that. He got some very good heat. He got the oh shit chance. It was good. It was good for Ivar. I thought it was a good night for Ivar. But as far as everybody else, Savage, and let's not forget Big Bronson Reed. He's so big, but he got lost in the match for me, Savage. There was no moments that stood out for Bronson Reed, and I'm a little disappointed at that. Kind of reminds me of Zoe Starks at Crown Jewel. So I don't know what's going on. I did not have The Miz winning. I had Ivar, and it showed tonight, but this is going to lead to The Miz and Gunther, and it's just another stumpy stone for Gunther. That's how I see it.
You're absolutely right about Ivar. Ivar was so impressive, but so is Bronson Reed. I thought all four men did a really good job in the match, and the results were just nice because it's going to be a good story. Miz is a good talker. It doesn't matter if he has a losing record because he beat John Cena at WrestleMania 27 while having the title. He walked in. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's still
12 years.
It's still
and let's not forget how he won that first belt. You know how he won it? Because of a simple catchphrase. Really?
Listen, he's the Miz, and he is awesome, all right? Just deal with it.
Really?
What do you think? Do you think JD McDonough bought that shirt? Because Damien sure as shit wanted to know.
I'm still trying to figure out, JD, what are you doing here? Are we giving you a push? Are you in the group? Are you lost? I don't know, Savage. What are we doing with JD?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think they're just keeping him around to have a story to attach to for Judgment Day.
What is he?
I don't know. He's probably going to be in that War Games match. I think they are going to make him a member because we know who the War Games match is going to be against now. We'll get to that at the end of the night. Here's Drew McIntyre. They're trying to interview him. This girl right here trying to do what Savage would try to do, which is get a word with the stars of the world of professional wrestling. Savage would have got more.
From streaming network.
Triple H, Savage would have got more out of Drew McIntyre than she would have. Let's just be honest. Now, Drew may have hit me, but I would have got more out of him. All right, than that.
That's
he was
right.
very angry.
He was joining the group.
He didn't want to talk. All right. Now, what do you think about this match? Now, DIY, we're bringing them back. We're trying to have them have a run again. Is it a good look to bring them back? Try to make a presence about them that, like, these guys, you did a promo for them, vignette, and then they're already losing to the Creed brothers, even though, of course, Imperium got involved, so there's a reason. But what do you do? I mean, this was a good match. It could have been a better match if there wasn't no interference. The interference kind of killed it for me. And it didn't make sense, really. I mean, like, what the hell?
Savage, I couldn't agree with you more, but I would want to say some things. I want to point out that it was an okay match. And I'm very happy that the Creed brothers got the win over DIY. But when you basically promote a tag team that hasn't been a tag team in over 7 years, and you try to put them together, you need to tell us the history of the tag team of DIY and what they're all about, and show us our NXT things. But when you don't, Savage, it becomes an okay match. The crowd wasn't into this match whatsoever. I'll point that out. And I'm just very disappointed at how DIY is being booked and presented to me. To me, Savage, I personally, as the crowd was, I don't care about this match.
Well, let's be honest. A lot of the people that are in the crowd, they're not hardcore WWE fans. They're people that have money, and they saw that WWE is coming to town. They like wrestling sometimes, or some of them are hardcore fans, but you got to admit, some of them are just a casual fan. They don't know who these guys are. They paid money to come to a WWE show expecting to see Macho Man or Hulk Hogan or whatever the hell they're thinking in their sick minds. They see these four guys. Who the hell are these guys? They don't know who they are yet. The casual fan does not know who these guys are. Can we be honest about that?
And that's how the presentation was presented to us. They only showed us recent of one got hurt. He was out for 2 weeks. He came back to save his buddy, and there's DIY. That doesn't explain nothing.
Listen, I still like the match. It would have been better without the interference. I know who they are, and as an NXT fan, it makes my heart warm to see two NXT teams going at it on Monday Night Raw from different generations. Nonetheless, NXT originals going at it.
They didn't do it for me.
Well, before the match, the Cri brothers and Ivy now signed their Raw contracts, so now we know Diamond Mine will be exclusive to Monday Night Raw. Congratulations to them. Unfortunately for DIY, they were hampered by an Imperium interference, causing them the match. The Cri brothers, however, they are now 2-0 on the red brand. Let's see if that continues next week. Great shot right there. Get a full shot of that. Cri brothers are definitely on the path to success, because if they do a tour right now and go 52-0 on Raw and introduce themselves to 50 different cities like this, next year they'll be coming into getting pops in every arena. That's just the way it works. Nothing but success for these boys. I think they have a bright future. And if they don't get any bad luck there, you're looking at the future tag team champions right there.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Monday Night Raw was pretty good, man. We were going to see Becky Lynch. She was supposed to be in a match, but of course, that got broken up because Zia Lee comes out, kicks the shit out of her. Becky Lynch is done. She's not in the match. Adam Pearce kicks Zia Lee out, too. He's like, you're not going to be in this match. You want to come in here and interfere? And you're not. Now you're punished, too. I actually love this match, and I want to give a big shout-out to Ivy Nile, who just absolutely shined. Although she lost, they gave her some really good moments in this match that were memorable and a great introduction to the WWE Universe about who Ivy Nile is, what she's all about. She's definitely a fighter. They got rid of Nia Jax, and I was very happy with the result here, man. Nail-biting Women's World Title Battle Royale. Zoe Stark came out as the #1 contender for Rhea Ripley.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, Savage, just because I thought it was a below average battle royal match. I didn't personally enjoy it, but I would agree with you that Evie now was very impressive. She did her thing, and I'm very impressed with her, and she keeps doing it and killing it, and she may get somewhere. But I thought this right here with this slide of Zoe Stark's winning was the wrong call, Savage. Let's face it. This woman took the pinfall at Crown Jewel on Rhea Ripley, and you're going to give her a title shot? First of all, it doesn't make sense heel going for Survivor Series. I don't like that either. But I think this was the wrong call, Savage, also because she has no personality. She's not hitting with me in any cylinder whatsoever like she was in NXT when she was just this badass assassin, and she talks the talk, she walks the walk, and she comes out with the victories. But over here, Savage, she's just been losing steps. Ever since she comes in mic promos with Trish Stratus, we remember. It just comes out as if you're memorizing something, which we'll talk about that. Somebody did that earlier tonight as well. You're just memorizing lines, but you're not coming off as natural. It doesn't sell to me, Savage. So I personally did not like this call.
I liked it. I had a good time with it. I thought Zoe Stark looked phenomenal. Ivy Nile looked good. A lot of people got over. And the right choice here because Zoe Stark says the future. She is a future Women's World Champion.
Not yet.
And I think she's going to go on to have a great match with Rhea Ripley. And she'll learn a lot. But she's going to lose that match. Rhea Ripley's not losing that title anytime soon. I don't see it even being remotely possible.
I will say this, Savage, just to end the whole battle royal. I will say this. Now, I am convinced, and I'm going to tell everybody in the chat, everybody that's watching, if anybody wants to put money down, all for it. I am convinced that what I saw tonight, it will be WrestleMania 40, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I am convinced now. 1,000,000% after what I just saw.
That's a good call, and you're probably right. Seth freaking Rollins defeats Sami Zayn to retain the World Heavyweight title, and what I thought was a very good match, very good presentation. And then, of course, at the end of the match, Zayn nearly ended Rollins' reign after an almighty Blue Thunder bomb, but the Visionary survived. And survival ended up being Rollins' MO as he dispatched Zayn with a roll-up after Rollins reversed a Boston Crab into a pinfall. And then, of course, all hell would break loose. Adam Pearce comes out. He announces War Games for Survivor Series. The Judgment Day will face Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn in a War Games match at Survivor Series. So now we know, like, it's official because Judgment Day, JD McDonough's out there. Like, JD McDonough's in Judgment Day now, or at least he's going to be part of that match.
I don't know. He's one of those initiation people just trying to get in the game. Like, yeah, trying to get in the game. I am truly convinced, James, that will happen. Why take her out? Think about it.
What'd you think about the main event?
I thought it was good, Savage. I agree with everything you said. I thought it was a good main event. You know, I know there was a lot of silliness and laziness at the end, but it made sense for War Games, and now we know what it's going to be about. And now we just had to wait to see, will Drew be a face or will he join the Judgment Day? Thought it was good. Very good. Can't hear you, brother.
I'm trolling over here. Bloodline will not be part of Survivor Series at all. Roman Reigns will not be there. And maybe Jimmy will be there. Who knows? Maybe Jimmy will try to screw Jay.
Jay will definitely be in there.
Or maybe Jimmy comes out and attacks JD McDonough and takes his spot with the Judgment Day and says, nah, I got to fight my brother.
I think the only way JD gets in if they win the match.
Okay, we're going to have to wait and see, but now we're going to get to one of my favorite parts of the show, and we're going to do that now. Breaking news, and I'm going to drop my first F-bomb. The NWA is fucking stupid doing cocaine on TV while you have a deal with CW pending and you fuck it all up because you're white. I don't know, dumber than dog shit? Look at this guy. What a clown. What a clown. What a clown. Do I smell corporate sabotage here? Maybe he got a paycheck from someone in Connecticut to do a little something crazy on pay-per-view because I don't see why else you would do that. Anyway, WWE, you know, they're good at one thing. When someone shits the bed, WWE comes in and they clean it up. And that's what they did. They cleaned this deal up and secured NXT on CW for the next 5 years, starting October 2024. NWA out of business. Oh, it's official. It's official. CW posted it on their website. It's official. It's happening.
Negotiations.
Heat between Ric Flair and Paul Heyman escalates over Bobby Heenan's death remarks. Paul Heyman said, I'm the GOAT. Screw Bobby Heenan. He's dead. Jimmy Hart's still alive, which proves God doesn't answer my prayers. Good God, Paul Heyman. We have The Undertaker telling a very amusing tale of Vince McMahon paying off a bet with $100 in pennies. Apparently, Vince made a bet with somebody, and he gave the guy just straight up $100 in pennies. Good job, Vince. Brandy reacts very happily. She's super excited after Cody Rhodes becomes WWE's top merchandise seller, #1. And the WWE higher-ups have squashed a lot of rumors about CM Punk returning, saying that it's completely fake and stop buying into it.
We don't need him. We don't need him.
There was a report that Becky Lynch may have suffered an injury at a WWE live event, Jay. So to burst your bubble, maybe. We don't know. We're going to have to wait and see.
I put money down. No.
Dana White credits.
Don't tell me that and you have Xia Li come out and do the kick. No.
Well, maybe she was hurt.
No.
Let's just agree to disagree. Dana White credits Vince McMahon as the sole catalyst for UFC's Saudi Arabia deal, and he's got the connections there. Seth Rollins envisions Jared Leto to portray him in a biopic. I could see that. Maybe we'll see that one day. Will Ospreay and WWE in active conversations about a potential deal. It's still happening. They're talking to him every week. He's probably asking for an absurd amount of money. And Logan Paul finds Triple H very receptive to collaborative ventures, which is probably going to lead to this. Logan Paul doesn't rule out bringing Jake Paul back to the WWE, which I can definitely see them doing a lot of things with WWE over the next 50 years.
You can't throw a punch.
It's going to happen.
You can throw a punch in the boxing ring. You can't throw a punch in the ring.
Next pay-per-view coming up at BPW, No Man's Land. Homicide's going to return to the battlefield. And then later in December, you're going to have Jacob Fatu taking on Dan Maff, which is going to be an absolute banger. Make sure you're watching Premier Streaming Network, where you can catch Battlefield, No Man's Land, what is it, November 26th, and I'll be there. You can come down to Bridesville, Pennsylvania, and I'll welcome you to the battlefield myself, and you can watch all the action. If you missed last week's episode, AWA, the best of the territories, the party with Marty was fucking awesome. Great show, great time. Go to Pro Wrestling Tees. You can pick up my t-shirt. You can pick up Marty Jannetty's t-shirt. Okay? You can pick up Wrestling Universe t-shirt. All there for you on ProWrestlingTees.com. And coming up at the Wrestling Universe, we have D'Lo Brown, Bushwhacker Luke, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Bobby Fulton, Scotty Riggs, KC Navarro will be at big event this Saturday. I'll be there. We'll be hanging out with Rhea Ripley and friends. Kevin Nash, Dennis Rodman's going to be there. If you're in the area, come on down. Say what's up to Savage. Say what's up to Navarro. And maybe you can catch a glimpse of Mommy. Orient Express going to be at the Wrestling Universe. Taryn Terrell's going to be at the Wrestling Universe. Velvet Sky, Kushida, Rika Tatsumi, and Swerve Strickland. And speaking of Swerve, why don't we hear from Swerve?
Strickland, and December 29th, I am coming to Queens, New York, the Wrestling Universe, for a signing between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Get your reserves. Get there. Let's hang out. Let's have a good time. Whose house? Swerve's house, baby.
Yeah, that's going to be sick, man.
That's tough.
That's going to be a sick night. I can't wait for that, man. And speaking of Party with Marty, I might as well. I'm going to show you a clip from the Party with Marty episode 7. Maybe you might want to go watch the whole episode after you see this.
Where I come out.
Oh yeah, well, hold on.
Yeah, because we got to be heels, man. That was the most fun ever.
Make like a sheep herder to get the flock out of here and let us talk now, would you?
Just that was so much fun, man. Getting to be a heel. We ended up working with Rock and Roll Express there.
Nice.
Everybody always wanted to know, like, I wonder what that match would be like. It was pretty damn good, but it was odd because we were heels and they were the babies, of course. And we'd always thought we'd both, it'd be a babyface match. Both of us are babyface, but now we were heels, like, like right there.
Yeah, next time I got to make that full screen. That was a good clip, though, because it's a rare video that you get to see of Marty being a bad guy. And I was telling him in that show, dude, where was that Marty in WWE? Like, I would have read, oh, my God. Like, you would have killed it. And, of course, they never let him fly with that. But back to Swerve Strickland. He'll be at the Wrestling Universe December 29th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Brought to you by Savage Kingdom Promotions. So make sure you come on down. And then, of course, Maximum Male Models will be in the house. We have Alberto Del Rio coming up, and then ECW Day, February 10th. Mark your calendar. Spike Dudley, Danny Doring, Roadkill, Just Incredible, Chris Chetty. Meet Francine, the Queen of Extreme. Meet Shane Douglas, Raven, Sandman, Todd Gordon, Rob Van Dam. That's going to be the craziest day of my life. I need a cameraman there all day for that. Because
we need more than a camera. We need a whole production company.
You read what that says for Rob Van Dam? He's going to be there from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Wow.
Mostly all of them.
But Rob's there all day, buddy. All day.
I think I saw Raven there all day.
Crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy.
Nuts.
Should we get into NXT?
Let's do it.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you give me your. I'm gonna play the pictures, and you're gonna wrap up NXT for us, and then I'll tell you what I think after you're done.
Well, Savage, I really got nothing to say about this match. This match is just doesn't do it for me. I hate the Heritage Cup and what it stands for. So we could go past this. It doesn't do nothing for me whatsoever. Crap, more crap. Here comes more crap. Oh, this is interesting, Savage. The new women's champion, Laura Valkyria, is about to come and cut a promo. I cannot wait for this, Savage. Let's go right into it. But first, we see Carmelita and Lola Vice and Roxanne Perez and the new superstar here, Jordan? So this was not bad, Savage, and I think it's just showing Lola Vice is improving, and I think she's improving in her mic skills. And let's get to the big thing. Lava Valkyria. Savage, I'm going to tell you something. I thought I'm a fan of her, but this was a decent promo. It was a decent promo because I am waiting for this character defining moment that will change Lara Valkyria and her come out of her shell and actually be the star that I know she could be, Savage. But unfortunately, we're not there yet. I hate it because they put the belt on her when we're not there. We should have got there first, then put the belt on her. But overall, it was decent. This guy is lost out of his mind. He's lost his NXT. We don't know how to book him. This guy was a badass UK champion, and now he's just meditating like Buddha. I don't get it, Savage, whatsoever. This guy got no personality. Here comes the more silliness. Alpha Academy, thank you. And this, Savage, I haven't seen these guys on TV in a long time, especially Damon Kev right there. Let's freeze on that sucker right there. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen the non-personality Charlie Dempsey. Miles Bourne, I think we only see Miles Bourne on Level Up, and nobody watches Level Up. So I don't understand. This group just came out of nowhere. I thought it was going to lead to this big tag match. Unfortunately, it just led to disappointment. Yeah, we could bypass this. Basically, got out of Shawn Michaels' office saying, hey, now I could be a little discreet and more under my discretion about Braun Breaker and Von Wagner. Let's get right into it, Savage. Let's do it. Let's do it. But first, let's talk about your girl, Tiffany Stratton, Fallon Hennig. And this, Savage, was not a bad match. And I was actually surprised in Fallon Hennig. She actually looked good in this match. Both women looked like they worked well. They were comfortable. And I think the best spot of the whole week, I'm going to say WWE, was when Stratton caught Henley off that crossbody, did a John Cena, picked her up, and just threw her out of the damn ring. The whole crowd popped up. But here's the thing. The crowd didn't pop in the match, even though I thought it was a good match. The winner, Stratton, right call. This is so confusing, Savage. I don't even know how to explain it. We haven't seen this guy since he says, I quit. I'm losing every match. I quit. I quit. I'm walking out with my wife. With my kid. I quit. And he comes back on a premium live event in Halloween Havoc. And now he comes here and he's cutting a promo like he never left. Listen, if you're going to quit, you have to come up with a storyline of how you're going to come back. You just don't quit and you just come dancing with Mackenzie right there, cutting promo. Totally Baron Corbin, man, you're still trying to be relevant, dude. Trying to be relevant, dude. Doesn't do it for me right here, Savage, whatsoever. Now, this guy is a star. This guy, I believed in, Savage, when you did it and you mocked me until you finally saw something in Dijak. This guy can have a match with anybody and make it good, and we'll talk about it later. But this Savage right here is something else. I just don't know how to play it. This guy is evil. And we're going to get into this match because I've been looking forward to this match. But I am going to tell you something. The Academy Award winner for Worst Actor goes to Von Wagner. Why, Savage? Why? Von Wagner, in the beginning of the match, was doing so many offensive moves, Braun couldn't get nothing in. You know when Braun got the first hit in, Savage, and everybody at home? Do you know? Do you know? He got the first hit when he was trying to act the brain dead. Oh my God to this match, Savage. I was disappointed in the match. You know why, Savage? I saw this months ago. Remember Savage and everybody at home when he had the table shirt on? I put people through tables and my whole gimmick was table because I'm getting into the crowd because I got no personality. I got no personality just like Tyler Bate. I'm going to put people through tables. I'm going to put Braun through a table. And you know what, Savage? It didn't work with this brain damage story. It failed. The crowd wasn't into this match. I wasn't into the match. I saw a repeat of what I saw when he had the table gimmick. Every single spot looks the same. It was similar. Braun gets the victory. Very impressive, but Braun, very impressive. But overall, this match and this acting was just pure shit. Let's go.
All right, Jay thinks it's pure shit. I was trying to end this show in under an hour, but Jay was going in on a lot of topics, and I can't even blame him. This Von Wagner match pissed me off, too, This could have been a better built up match. Could have been a pay-per-view match. You made Von Wagner look stupid. Yeah, he ended up getting the power bomb on this guy on the table, but big deal. He looked like a moron during the match. He's a giant. He should be acting like a giant. It should be hard for Braun Breaker to do moves with him. I don't understand the concept here. Why can't they have a classic big man match where Von Wagner is just a bigger man and it's not so easy for Braun to just toss him around like a rag doll? And if the point of all this is just to make Braun Breaker look like an absolute monster, well, job well done. You did it. I get it. I don't know. Carmelo Hayes, we're getting to him. What did you think about this tag team match here? Brawling Brutes, obviously, like I told you, I think they're making the transition to NXT. But then we have Roxanne Perez, Kalani Jordan. Ariana Grace decides to come out, Miss NXT, self-proclaimed, decides to get involved in this matchup here. Lola Vice, Elektra Lopez, of course, would go on to get the win. Would they? I don't even know. I don't remember because this match was not memorable.
Only Grace was memorable.
I'll say this: Kalani Jordan's got moves.
Kalani Jordan's rough. This match was rough. It was ugly spots, and there was nothing good. The only good thing was Grace the whole way. That was the only good thing.
No, Tom, you don't come in here and demand things. I said I would end the show with that question, and we shall end the show with that question. But this match was a little rough, but I like Ariana Grace coming out doing her whole thing. She's a star. Absolutely. She's stunning, and she's actually good in the ring. So let's see where it comes from this. Obviously, she would get attacked here. We see your boy Joe Gacy getting another promo. Again,
Moxley.
They're refocusing him. I don't know where it's going to go.
You're making him a Dean Ambrose.
To me, him and Braun Breaker already should have been somewhere on the main roster.
That's Dean Ambrose right there.
That's going to tie into his question right there. Here we got Dragunov, future champion of the world here. Promise you that. This guy is a future champion. He'll probably be the guy to take the title off Gunther one day. Maybe. Who knows? I like Baron Corbin. I like his work. I think he deserves to be a world champion too one day. I don't know if that will ever happen. It doesn't look like that. They're booking him. And now he's coming out. He looks like, he's straight out of Grease Lightning, except he lost all his hair from the 70s. All right, let's go, Grease Lightning. He shits on Hank and Tank. And then this guy has a matchup. Drew Gulak, getting dominated, just getting tossed around. Otis is very impressive, though. He is an impressive big man. And it's crazy when we used to see him on NXT with his former tag team partner that's nowhere to be found. Otis was the only one who made that transition from NXT to WWE. And that's going to tie into James' question, too, because a lot of it is, do we want to bring these guys up to the main roster yet? Because some of them won't survive the transition. Some of them won't be able to cut it on the main roster. That's just the beast of the business. Otis, of course, can do that. That's why he's on Raw. That's why he's on NXT. That's why he was making out with Mandy Sachs. That's why he has all these girls that are on his ass. Otis is over. Someone loves Otis. They see big things in him. He's probably a hard worker, probably a good worker, probably listens and does his job as well as he can do it. And I like Otis. He's over. Tiffany Stratton, your girl over here, bro. Big stars right here on the screen. Can't wait till they make it to the main roster.
Missed the background there, by the way.
Oh, no, I was actually going to get into that because that's a little Easter egg. First of all, the guy on the left in the green shirt was by himself having a conversation until later we see this guy. Is this a new tag team for him?
That's Tao from that whole gimmick with Wendy Chu, remember? And Zylee. That's the guy. And then the other guy is your boy. The one you said that had a great match against Lexi King. That's Dante Chen.
Yeah, I know Dante Chen. Yeah, he's great. So that's good. So that means they're getting a little push, maybe.
They gave him a character. That's what I'll say, but I don't think it's
We'll see what's going to happen here. Now we have Chase U. Of course, Andre Chase has some sensitive information. And, JC Jane is very nosy. She tries to open up that envelope. He's like, it's illegal to open up the mail. Of course, Duke Hudson comes in. They're suspicious of something as well, but they're more oblivious. JC Jane's the only one that really knows something is going on. Obviously, some bad news in there from probably the Don of NXT. I'm wondering where they're going to go with this, because right now, Chase U has the gold. We didn't see them defend it tonight. We didn't see them wrestle. Just saw this segment. Should we just wait till next week and see what happens, Jay?
We'll see.
All right. We get into this big match, another Iron Survivor Challenge match. The winner advances. And I think it was the right winner. You're right. Dijak is super impressive. But so is Tyler Bate, but he's been impressive for a long time. Dijak, like you said, has wide range. He can get in the ring with a guy like Wesley. He can get in the ring with a guy like Keith Lee. See what I did there? He's nice. Dijak is nice. He's got style. He's got grace. And he is more of a big man than Von Wagner could ever hope to be at this point.
He doesn't act stupid.
At this point. Now we'll get to the main event, and I guess the main event's going to be a conversation between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, and then, of course, Lexis King would come out to interfere. Now, this was all kind of strange to me, because this comes out of left field. We're just taking this kid who's been having fire vignettes, decent match, and now we're just going to stick him in this whole Trick Williams-Carmelo story. What is the motivation here, Jay? Where do you think this is going, and did you like it?
I just felt bad for the kid. I think it was the wrong call. You have him come out and he just memorized lines and he didn't come off natural to me. Savage is the only thing I said before. If you freeze it right there, I will say this. I was completely wrong, everybody. I now truly believe Melo is the one because it just makes perfect sense. It's perfect story, especially when you go into Connecticut at deadline. You want to have a match that your best friend stabbed you in the back. And what better than to have Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams to put his friend over, the guy that got him over when he first broke out and won that whole breakout tournament into where he is now. It makes perfect sense to me. It's a better, compelling story than Lexis King. But yeah, Savage, I think it's Melo 1,000%. I was wrong.
I'm not exactly sure what they're doing. Maybe they're just trying to make Lexis King work with Carmelo later on after this all gets exposed. Maybe Lexis is going to be an exposer of the truth. I don't know. But I think you're right about him not sounding natural, though.
He didn't come off natural. It looked like when he said his line, he was just like kind of waiting like, okay, now is the crowd going to react or should I just say the next line? Like,
no, I don't think the crowd reacted the way I don't think that the crowd reacted the way they expected the crowd to react. But now to answer your question, James, is there a danger of bringing too much talent from NXT to Raw and SmackDown? Is there enough strength and depth? And yes, I think the answer there is yes. WWE is a large enough platform where they can bring in the right people and the right pieces at the right time. It's all about timing. You know, that they have to have that void in the spot. That's why they haven't brought over guys like Braun Breaker. That's why they didn't bring over Dragunov. That's why they didn't bring Carmelo yet. You know, certain guys fit the bill. Right now, the Creed brothers, for example, fit the bill. The tag team division sucks. We need an influx of tag teams. Next, it's hopefully the women tag team that's going to get an influx of talent. And if you introduce a new title, like maybe the Cruiserweight Championship, you bring the Cruiserweight Championship back, then you can bring a bunch of guys up from NXT. You can bring up the Wesleys of the world. You can bring up the Noam Dars. You can bring up the Tyler Bates and the other guy, Nathan Frazier. You know what I mean? You have to make it make sense if you're going to be just bringing up all these people in one shot. Jay, you got an answer for this, man?
I do. I'm going to try to do it as simple as possible and fast. But it's a two-part question. The first question is, I don't believe that because Vince McMahon always said you got to get the brass knucks, and everybody has opportunity. This is why we have budget cuts, everybody. This is why we cut the weak from strength. So for me, I don't buy it. Everybody gets their chance. It's just about, can you deliver or not? Can you sink or swim? And there are people that come up and they sink, and some people swim. It's just how the business works. It's just how it is, especially in sports. Now, as the second part question, strength in numbers. Why not? Why not have more talent? Why not add the Creed brothers into the Monday Night Raw when it's lacking tag team? Do we really want to see Academy Alpha versus Imperium over and over again? We need new faces. We need new blood. So strength in numbers, it makes WWE number one, and that's why they are number one. So, right.
Yeah, I think Jay said it very well. They are number one, and they know what they're doing. And it's always good to have people on reserve, especially in a business like this, where an injury can happen just anytime by running to the ring, tripping in the back. Dude, people get hurt sitting on the airplane the wrong way, falling asleep the wrong way. Got to have people ready to go, ready to work. And the good thing about WWE is all these NXT guys that aren't even on the NXT show yet, you bring them to Raw, you bring them to SmackDown, so they get that experience of being there, working backstage, being a security guard, being an extra on one of the sets, on one of the scenes. that work, that experience goes so far. And I know WWE knows it well because we've seen them use it. They know what they're doing. We've seen MJF be an extra. Look at him now. What do you think that experience of getting shoved by Samoa Joe did for MJF? If it did that for him, what do you think it's going to do for the next guy? It's imperative we continue to bring new blood, because without the cycle of life, it's the circle of life. In with the new, out with the old. People have to come in and make dominant statements and take advantage of the opportunities they're given, just like I try to take advantage out of every single opportunity that presents itself to me to the max. And this has been Wrestling with Savage. And we'll be back tomorrow night to talk about AEW. AEW. So much to talk about. Where do we start? Ric Flair? Sting?
I think Ric Flair is on. Listen, I want to throw shots, but I really truly feel Ric Flair is on drugs or something.
Well, make sure you get. Make sure you pick up the Woo energy drink. It's going to be on the commentary tables. It's going to be in the locker rooms. It's only $24.95 for 6 cans. Pick up your can now. They want to make sure that the fans have their cans at home during Dynamite. And yeah, wow.
Jesus Christ.
This is Savage. That's Jay. That's Jay. And we're out of here, goddammit. We'll be back tomorrow night.
Yeah.
AEW Weekly Update. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Like, subscribe, and share this goddamn show. By the way, go follow me on Instagram and TikTok.
Happy birthday's really hard.
Jay, have you been seeing my numbers on TikTok? I mean, I am blowing up on TikTok.
I personally don't have a TikTok, so you got to tell me.
Have you seen my numbers on Instagram?
Yes, that I see.
I am blowing up on Instagram. I've gained 790 followers.
Joe J.
In the last week, Instagram is blowing up, dude. It's getting out of hand now with the notifications, the growth, the YouTube growth. Since the last time I talked to you, I said we had 2,500. We're almost at 2,800 now. It's gonna be 3,000 soon. At this rate, we're gonna pass. I'll play this. That's Savage Kingdom. At this rate, we are gonna pass everybody. Everybody. We're going to pass Tony.
Man, new blood here, too. So shout out to everybody that joined us. Shout out to everybody in the chat. James, Chris, everybody.
I feel bad for Tony because once I pass him in subs, I got to have to take that YouTube title from him. You know, that self-proclaimed YouTube title.
It should have been right there behind you. I don't even know why we're even talking about it.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna hit him with a chair again. He's pissing me off. Anyway, I'm out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, man.
Right.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.